Hi guys, this is Uncle Dave and welcome to my kitchen again. Today I'll be making one of my favorite recipes. This is gonna be Jamaican peas soup. Jamaican red peas soup. And I've already gotten started. I'll be making it first in my Instapot right over there, and then I will be transferring to my Jamaican Dutch pot to finish it up. Come along for the ride while I get everything started. The first thing we're gonna get started is that I have already chopped over here some Irish potatoes, some onions, and some garlic. And now I'm gonna be cutting some sweet potatoes. These are the white colored ones. I prefer the yellow ones, but these were the ones they had available at the store this time. So let's get started. And again, this recipe is gonna be completely meat-free. It will also be gluten-free. And it's literally vegan because there is nothing that's gonna be in here that's an animal product. So it's gonna be literally a vegan recipe. So let's continue cutting our potatoes, and I have to be really careful with these knives. They're super sharp and they make cooking a lot easier, but you got to be really careful you don't remove your finger while you're chopping stuff up. So continuing to cut up my sweet potato, and today I'm using a total of 3 medium sweet potatoes. Okay guys, so here we are, finished product, nicely chopped, 3 medium sweet potatoes. Next thing we're going to move on to is our carrots, and you can do these 2 ways to prepare them. You can either wash them thoroughly or you can peel them. Today I'm going to peel them because I just don't like how the way they look on the outside. So I'm going to be peeling these carrots with my trusty vegetable peeler. So we peel the carrots, and then we're going to chop them in much the same way we chop the potatoes. And for this recipe I'm doing 4 carrots. And these are, I'm going to say, medium carrots, so not too big but not really tiny. Okay, nicely all 4 carrots peeled, and now we'll get to chopping them. Okay, so carrots nicely chopped. And then the next thing we're going to move on to is our coconut. I'm going to be making this with a dried coconut. You can also use coconut, they sell the powdered one, or you can also get the coconut cream or milk in a can. But today I'm going to be using a real coconut, a real dried coconut, and then I'm going to, let's get a close up here. So I'm going to use a real coconut, and I'm going to cut it into small pieces, and then put it into the Vitamix, and then we'll go from there. All right. So first thing with our coconut is that, as you can tell, coconuts come with water in them. Let's see if you can hear that. So we got to break the coconut and remove the water first. Okay guys, back with the coconut, and my way of breaking the coconut is using a hammer, like a regular hammer. If you hold the coconut towards you, and this part where you see these three eyes, if you grab the coconut that way, and then you see at the bottom here, you're going to use the hammer to hit all the way around the bottom. So here we go. And now it's broken. We're going to try to get the water out. So nice and clear coconut water. Let's see if we can get a close-up of this. Okay, so not really a lot of water. It's about less than 8 ounces. But it's really good stuff. I'm going to put this aside for Daniela. She likes the coconut water. So I'm going to set this aside for her. And then I'm going to continue opening the coconut. Okay, so when you open the coconut, this is what it looks like. So it's white on the inside, and then you got to remove this part, and that's what we're going to be using. The outer shell is very hard, so be careful. It's also very sharp. So we're going to continue to break this into smaller pieces, like so. Okay, so once we've broken the coconut into the small pieces like this, then we're gonna go ahead and we are going to use a knife to remove that white coconut meat from the outer shell. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to use our knife, and very carefully we're going to manipulate that inner. Let's see if we can get a close-up of this. We're going to use our knife to slowly manipulate and try to remove the coconut meat from that hard outer shell. And here it goes. This is what it looks like when it's out of there. So this part we don't have much use for anymore, so we're going to drop this into our recycle, and we're going to continue doing this until we've removed all of the coconut from the outer shell. And guys, the reason why we break it into smaller pieces is that it's easier to remove when you have it in smaller pieces. So we'll continue removing our coconut. Let's see. Continue till we get all the pieces removed. Okay guys, so that's it for removing the coconut. So not very difficult as long as you take your time and you're being real cautious with it. So this is how much we've gotten, and we're gonna wash these, cut them into small pieces, and I'm gonna put it through our Vitamix blender to extract the juice. So here we go, we rinse them off. And once we rinse it, then we're gonna just cut them into smaller pieces. And this just makes it easier to blend. Okay, so let me grab our Vitamix, and we're gonna put this in there, and then we're gonna add we're gonna fill this up to about halfway, so it looks like about 4 cups of water, and we're gonna use our filtered water for this. Okay, that should be enough. It's about 4 cups of water, and I'm gonna just step away for a minute and go over to the blending station and just run this through the Vitamix. that's all it takes. This is all blended now, and we're able to extract that rich coconut milk from the coconut. So the way we do this is we're just going to put it through a strainer into this container. Let me find a little strainer over here. Okay, here we go. This one should work perfect. And here we go. And also, guys, another way to do this is to put it through a cheesecloth to kind of filter out the coconut milk. Set this down here. Okay, guys, so that's it for the coconut. Now we're gonna get into our actual cooking. So I'm gonna save these and move them to the side, and we'll get back to that later. So let us get out our Instapot. And here we are. Here is our Instapot, and this is how we're gonna start our soup off. So first thing we're gonna add to our pot is gonna be our beans, and these in Jamaica we call these red peas. Some people here call them red beans, red kidney beans, but from Jamaica this is red peas. So these have been soaking overnight, and guys, it's best when you're gonna make any kind of dried grain or peas or bean to really soak them overnight. It not only aids in the cooking process, make it a lot, let it take a lot less time to cook, but it also helps those beans to release all those important nutrients, which is why we're eating them in the first place. So we're just gonna rinse these off. They've been soaking overnight. So we'll just go ahead and rinse them off. And then we'll add them to our Instapot. So we just rinse them just like so. And now we're ready to add them to our Instapot. So here we go, red beans into Instapot. Okay, so there we go, we have our beans in there. The next thing I'm gonna be adding, the next ingredient is going to be our onions. So I cut a really large onion, and this is how much I got from it. So a lot of onion. I love onions. So we're gonna add to our beans the onions, because I want the peas to absorb all that wonderful flavor from the onions. So I'm gonna start them out with the onions. And then the next thing is our garlic, finely chopped garlic. It's a lot of garlic. It's about a half a cup or so. But you know, guys, we live in Garlic City, so there's a lot of garlic around here, and garlic is super healthy. So we're gonna use all this garlic. So here we go, into our Instapot goes our garlic. Just like so. And then the next ingredient I actually have in the refrigerator, that's gonna be some Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper. And I already have these chopped, and I'm just gonna add some to our Instapot over there. So these peppers are actually from my garden out back. I grew them about a year ago, and really what we've done is chopped some of them because we had so many, and we place them in the refrigerator, and whenever we need Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper, we just reach into the fridge and get out a little there. It's super hot, so you really don't want to use too much, but you just go ahead and add some to your pot, and this gives everything a really nice flavor. So that's how much I'm going to use. I'm not going to put too much because otherwise it's going to be really spicy. So we'll just put this back in the refrigerator. And now we're ready to get started. So inside our Instapot, we have our red peas or red beans, whichever you want to call it, or onions or garlic, and our Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper. Let's get a close up. There we go. And to this mix, I'm going to add the water. And I'm going to add about, I'm going to say about 3 liters of water. So I'm going to bring it up to the 3-liter mark. So it's probably about 2 liters of water plus the other ingredients that's already in there. So it's going to come up to about the 3-liter mark. And this, I believe, is a 6-quart Instapot. And again, guys, I'm using our filtered water because the water here has a lot of hardness. So this water goes through the reverse osmosis system. And so that's what we use for cooking and drinking. Okay, so that's enough water, and what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna add a little bit of this coconut mix, because this is gonna really help to give everything a nice flavor. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this, not the whole amount, but just a little bit, because it's gonna really help to bring out, you know, that rich coconut taste in the soup. So I wanted to have a little bit of that in there. So here we go, our Instapot in. We're gonna put the lid on, just like so. Close and make sure we are in the lock position. And then when I do this, I don't like to use the preset settings. I like to put my own settings. So I'm gonna put it on manual. Let's see if we can get a close-up of this. Let's see if we can get a close-up. Okay, so we are going to put it on manual, and then for the pressure adjust, I'm going to turn it up all the way. So I'm going to all the way, and then to adjust the time, I'm going to put it, I'm going to say adjust time. Oh, cook time. Here we go. So right now it's set to 30. So I'm going to bring it up to 45 minutes. I like to do that. So I'm gonna, cook time, I'm gonna bring it up from 30 and I'm gonna bring it up to 45 minutes. There we go, it's at 45 minutes. We're just gonna hit start. There we go. And there we go, our cooking is started. Okay guys, we'll check back on this we will check back on our Instapot in about 45 minutes. Okay guys, so it's been 40 minutes or 45 minutes. We're gonna open our Instapot and see how we did. Here we go. We're just gonna stir this a little bit. And as you can see, our beans are nice and well cooked. The next step we're going to be doing now, we're going to be adding our carrots. So here we go, adding our carrots. Then we get to our regular potatoes that we had chopped earlier. So carrots, regular potatoes, and lastly, we're going to add our sweet potato also. So we have all of those added in right now. And next thing at this point, we're going to be adding some salt. So let's go ahead and add some salt to taste. Going to be about a tablespoon of salt. You can add however much you need to taste. Okay, so it looks like we don't have any thyme available, so we're gonna go ahead and put this back on, put back the lid on our Instapot and let this cook for another, I'm gonna say 20 minutes. So here we go, we're gonna go ahead and cook for another 20 minutes, after which we will add the remainder of our coconut milk and let it simmer for a short time later. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and add 20 minutes more time to our Instapot. So here we go, we're gonna hit cancel first, then we go manual, and then we're gonna adjust cook level. Here we go. And right now the cook time is on 30. We're gonna reduce it to let's say 20. Okay guys, so the time is up with the Instapot, and I just went ahead and transferred my red pea soup over from the Instapot to my Jamaican Dutch pot. This is a traditional Jamaican Dutch pot. I think I brought this from Jamaica many years ago. It's traveled with me across several states from the Midwest to the West Coast, and I still have it. It's my favorite, absolute favorite pot to cook in. So the Instapot, even though the outer shell looks big, the inner pot is this size, so it's small. So you can compare to see how this is compared to my Dutch pot. So it was getting a little too full, so I transferred to my Dutch pot, and I'm gonna move it over to the stove top now. So everything has been added. The last thing I'm gonna add is my coconut milk that we made earlier in the Vitamix. So here we go, adding our coconut milk, and then we're gonna just place this on the stove pot and let it cook for a few more minutes. It's pretty much done, maybe 15-20 minutes the most, and it's all done. Okay guys, so here we go, over to the stove top, and we're gonna put this like on medium heat and let it cook for maybe another 15-20 minutes, and then it should be ready to serve. I will show you a picture of the finished product when we are all done. Thank you. Our Jamaican red pea soup. As you can see, it's nice and delicious and ready to be eaten. Bon appetit. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload new videos. Once again, thank you so much guys.